Is Dave Parker the number one human being out there right now who should be in a Hall of Fame, who is not currently in a Hall of Fame? Let's make it a draft. I go Cobra Dave Parker as my first overall pick of a guy who should be in the Hall of Fame that isn't. Okay.
Dick Allen for sure, and he's one vote shy the last time the Veterans Committee, I think it was, convened.
I'm going to come back with Torrey Holt. It's inexplicable that guy's not in the Hall of Fame.
We're not going to talk about the obvious, the Roses and the Bonzes and guys like that, Manny Ramirez, who aren't in for a specific reason, Roger Clemens. I'm not going to sign off on anything Curt Schilling said about life.
This is where the rubber hits the road, or whatever.
He's overqualified, man. He is overqualified. He's got unbelievable playoff resume.
But he's a jerk, and I'm up on Mount Pius, and I don't like him, but this would get in the way of my Hall of All. We're going to have to make a controversial move and put Curt Schilling in there, aren't we? It's a weird one that his name is not in there, given his goal total, 70-plus goals, one season, 50 goals in another season. Why is Alex McGillney not in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
There's some crazy guys who aren't in. Well, I'll go back to hockey, right? In hockey, 500 goals should get you in. There's 4 guys who have it who aren't in. I'm going to mention Jeremy Roenick first. And not only does he have the 500 goals, but he's got the call-out and swingers. And I realized it was Vince Vaughn, big Chicago guy. So, of course, he's going to mention Jeremy Roenick. But it's not so much me, Shaq. It's Roenick. He's good.
I know people get upset about Roger Craig, the better running back who is not in the Hall of Fame, Ricky Waters. What gives with the ignorance of Ricky Waters and his dominance and his key role on 2 great teams of the last 30 or 40 years?
That's a great call. I wish he was on my list. He should have been, although I did have Tiki Barber here. This is what it comes down to. The voting doesn't understand that the combination back, go back to Chuck Foreman, the guys who were going to get you running the ball and receiving. So maybe they didn't win rushing titles, but, Tiki Barber won 2 yards from scrimmage titles. These guys have always been underrated.
In terms of like dominance and being an icon for a limited run, where do you come down on Mark Bavaro? When you think about it, just viscerally, not looking up numbers or anything, like who are the 5 or 6 best tight ends you've ever watched? Bavaro's in that group, right?
I think Bavaro needed to be maybe good to great for another year or 2, and then I would pitch for him. But that's the type of player I'm open-minded on. Allow me to present Rodney Harrison, who somehow won he was all-pro safety twice, but only made 3 Pro Bowls. That never made sense to me.
I'm going to go Steve Garvey and Dale Murphy, and you can throw in 1 or 2 more if you'd like.
I'm going to put in Roger Maris. And I know maybe Mantle had the better season in 61.
Love it.
So maybe Maris shouldn't have won that MVP. It doesn't matter. He won 2 MVPs, glamour team, and had the one record in sports at that time that everybody cared about and everybody knew. Everybody knew 60-61.
Right, it matters. It's like the heavyweight belt. Scott Pianowski, I got great news for you. I present to you, to the sports world, the Hall of All.